I just missed it. I had a pop-up on my screen saying, "You can earn platinum points." Extremely exciting. Hello everyone. Welcome back to the Doomlink's Life Hunt series. We are once again in Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, and of course this is something that I used to say very often in the past, but Generations Ultimate is always the game that I play that I live stream, I should say more specifically, when I don't want to have any setup difficulties or complications during the live stream. There's a community that I can hunt with immediately, and it's really easy. That obviously feels even more so the case when I've been doing 3DS emulation live streams recently, so yeah, I'm glad that I can just sit back, relax, and actually do some hunting without, having that fear in the back of my mind that I won't actually be able to find anyone to play with while I'm sitting here doing a live stream. So, yeah. Just one of those, just a little insight into my thought process while doing a live stream. I haven't actually checked to see how many people are playing, but it's usually enough people for a live stream. Invariably. Beverage today is once again one of my delighted Phantom Saison farmhouse ales. Not much of it is visible at this stage because I do have a green screen enabled and almost everything on the bottle is green. But I suppose I can remedy that momentarily, and only for a moment. There you are. It's funny, the colours are quite washed out. I don't know if it's just the angle that I'm looking at it, but it shouldn't be, because I've got an IPS monitor. I don't know. But that's alright. Of course I have my my Phantom glass as well. We're going to give this one a try. I suspect it will be quite bitter. I tasted the foam. Now the foam is usually a bit more bitter than the beverage itself, but I think this one is going to be quite bitter. A lot of the saisons that Phantom makes are usually quite bitter. Alright, let's give it a try. Very similar to other ones that I've tasted of theirs. Yep, not too bad. Not extremely bitter, but there is a bitterness there. Hello, Peaberry. Yes, the jacket's coming out because it's cold again. It has been cold recently. I was freezing my tits off yesterday, going out west, with my partner to a medieval fair, which ended up not being all that exciting. I mean, it was okay, it was fine, but I was not overly impressed. But yeah. It was really cold though. And we just missed the rain when we left. Okay, we've got a few rooms to choose from here. Again, it's what I expected. Lots of high-ranked people in this game now. You would expect that as well. Excuse me. How about Sid and Apo Smurf? I just saw the quest that they're doing and immediately decided against that. How about this? Well, we are on opposite sides of the planet, Peaberry. Although, you are in Canada, so it's almost inconceivable that you could possibly have a hot day in Canada. But perhaps that bias of mine is just as unrealistic as people's biases, or bias, in relation to Australia being constantly hot, which it is, of course, isn't. Yeah, exactly. Alright. Do you know the stars were aligning when I started this live stream, because I think this might be the first live stream that I've ever done, or at the very least the first one in a very long time, where I positioned my webcam and then I checked it in OBS and I didn't have to make any adjustments whatsoever to the position of it. It was just in the perfect spot, which is almost unbelievable, but yeah, it happened. So things are looking good already. Haven't even started a hunt. Alright. So, I'm not really fussed. Not really fussed by the food skills at this moment. Good morning, Simply Rome. Casca has left, I don't know what's going on. There doesn't seem to be a hunger for questing that you usually experience when you're here playing this game. What's happening, guys? I've actually got a Seregios weapon being used. Oh god, you can see that their connectivity to me is awful. They're doing the Brachydios quest. I don't know why. They're obviously not intending to do it quickly, like using any sort of Hame run technique. They're just fighting it, which is fine. I don't mind doing it. I'll do one with them, but I'm not going to do more than that. How about we bring something fun? I could bring something blunt, like a blunt elemental set. How about that? That's something that I've been really enjoying in this game. Haven't done it recently, like used such a loadout, but using the blunt weapons in the same way that I would use awakened weapons in other games. Yeah, dual blades, why not? But I need water blunt. I don't know if I have such a thing. Water blunt dual blades. I've forgotten what things I've forged. So, what have we got here? Yeah, spirit twists. That's what we want. Excellent. So again, elemental weapons which are going to receive a damage boost through the use of the bludgeoner armor skill. Really, really fun to have two different options. Something that's just got good sharpness already, which is therefore going to be an effective weapon with its stats, and then also a weapon that is only going to be effective when you use bludgeoner. Oh, very good. Thanks for the gift sub. It feels weird to say thanks for the gift sub on my part, because it's not like you're giving it to me, but it is a subscription all the same. Alright. I really shouldn't be doing Demon Dance. Of course, Demon Dance is just garbage for actually increasing your charge gauge. Oh, that's going to explode momentarily. Fortunately, I got out of the way of that. I'm now blasted. Makes me want to say slimed, but of course there is no more slime. You can call it slime, I suppose. In the case of this monster, even though slime doesn't exist anymore as a status. Oh, fuck off. Got traps down. They're really trying to go for a lockdown run with absolutely no weapons or seemingly skills in order to do that, which is quite cute. They've also managed to destroy one of their traps, so I don't really know what they're going for here. Obviously, they want the fastest run possible, but again, you need to do something in order to contribute towards that, and it looks like they're just not. I'm sure they were in one of those hunts once in their short Monster Hunter careers, and they're just chasing the experience, I guess. Well, it's probably hard to find people who are bothered to do it these days. You will have seen me do it in the past on camera for sure. That was some time ago now. Keep taking very heavy slime-related explosive hits. Don't know why I decided to speak in a really ridiculous voice in that moment. It just happened, just came out of me. I think I'm getting negative affinity procs. Either that or I'm just blind. Or something. Let's have a look. Yeah, I do have negative 10% affinity. That's okay. I don't mind getting an occasional negative affinity proc. I just didn't know that these dual blades were negative affinity. That came as a surprise. I've used so many potions, I've been playing like shit, I apologize. This is not a good hunting day for me. Or maybe it's just a warm-up. We can call it that. Just a... My hands are cold. We can say that. Maybe my brain's cold. After the fucking chill that I experienced yesterday, quite frankly, I wouldn't be surprised if my brain could be described as cold at this time. It's just fucking unpleasant. We got public transport out there because I was intending to drink profusely. Not like, you know, unreasonably, just, you know, enough to not be able to drive a motor vehicle. And, yeah, it was a good thing that we did that because so many people were fucking driving. But what that entailed was, I mean, we had to catch so many buses to get out there. And on top of that, one of the buses, we actually had to get off in the middle of the motorway. There's a fucking bus stop on the motorway, and it was freezing. We were just fucking standing there dying. Because, my partner had a nice dress on, but not a coat. And I had, you know, a very nice shirt. I had an undershirt, but just that shirt over the top. And we just were not prepared to deal with that fucking cold. It was truly terrible. But yeah. Yucky. Might activate Wolf's Maw. It was not cancelled, I don't think. No, it was cancelled. Unless you're able to do the complete animation. They're going for the capture, I suppose. Well, there you go. End via Sunquest. Yeah, that was terrible performance on my part. Really bad. Just getting hit constantly, but whatever. I'm playing lazily, I suppose is what you could say. Ethan. Yes, this is on Switch. You know I haven't set this up on Citra. It's very complicated to do that. I will do it at some point, but that would require actually modifying my Switch. I'd have to get custom firmware on it, get the save off, and then convert it to a double cross save, which would be very, very time consuming. And I don't even know if it's certain that I'd be able to get that working. We'll have to find out. None of these are worth taking. I mean, that Expert plus 6 2-slot one is okay, but it's not really worth keeping. Alright. I didn't mind doing one of those with these guys, but I'm not going to continue doing that. Just the one quest will do it for me. I will move on, because I suspect that they're going to want to continue doing that. It's understandable why you would do that quest, even if you're not getting through it really quickly, because you are going to get a lot of talismans by doing that quest. It's really quite necessary if you want to make nice mixed sets, if you want lots of options in terms of armor skills, not even in terms of having the best possible loadouts. That's the point that I think some people miss. Even if you want to make sets that are decent rather than the best possible sets, you really do need a lot of talismans to work with if you have a lot of ways in which you like to play the game. I think the talisman system is quite flawed in that way, but you just have to look at it differently. I see people in Portable Third completely losing hope while they play through that game, because what they do is they create the best possible set they can make, not based on any talismans they actually have, but based on talismans that they can get. And so what they do is they create an amazing set and then try to get that specific talisman. And it is miserable if you approach it that way, because there are so many different talismans that you can get that if you're going to grind for one specific talisman, you'll be doing it for months in some cases, even if you've got a really good system going, so a system to grind them. So yeah, I mean, there are ways to control the charm table that you're on as well, like to be able to get on a specific charm table in order to increase your chances, but even if you're doing that, it's truly terrible. So I would encourage any person who is entertaining the thought of grinding for specific talismans, please don't do that. Just play the game, hope that you get talismans, make sets that you can make based on what you have, and as you continue to play through the game, you'll get better talismans, and on occasion you can then update your armor sets as well. The thing is, you might initially think that having to create a new armor set that serves the same purpose as the one that you've already made, that might sound unpleasant, but if you made the set that you're replacing several years ago, you're actually going to enjoy the process of updating it. It's not a slog, or in any way unpleasant. So, yeah, really. Sometimes the way that you play the game is going to affect how you're going to enjoy it. Alright, this Link guy should be coming back. He's not actually on a quest at this moment in time. Nenea-sama. I don't know who Nenea is, but it could be them. I don't know if they're referring to themselves as Sama or what. Whatever floats their boat. Defender high? Why not? Bowman. I want to say Bowman when I read that name, but there is a distinct lack of a W in there. Oh. Need more potions. Hopefully this Link guy comes back soon, because he's got a room to come back to. And we are waiting with violent anticipation. No, not really. But I suspect that because it is this game that we're playing, this room's not going to stick around for very long if this guy doesn't come back. And to be honest, I will be leaving as well, because I've got a live stream to do. I'm not going to be sitting around waiting for this guy. But yeah, just to... Sorry, my throat's being a bit... uncooperative. So, just to get you guys up to speed on this loadout if you're unfamiliar with it. I was explaining it before, but I'm happy to go a little bit more in depth. You can see that these weapons here are high raw damage, but very poor sharpness. Now, without the bludgeoner skill being in the game, these weapons wouldn't really be worth using. Yeah, you've got high attack, but the damage multiplier that you get from sharpness is really considerable. It's not very visible in the game, but just imagine that if it's anything less than white sharpness in G rank, it's probably not worth using. I mean, blue sharpness is almost acceptable, but it's not very good. You want anything from white to purple when you're in G rank, because it's significant. Like, the amount of additional damage you get is significant. So something that's green, quite frankly, is not actually something you should be using in G rank. That of course changes when you've got the bludgeoner skill, because you will actually get a bonus of damage, which will be reflected in the attack section of the status screen. Now, it's only when you're on a quest that that skill will activate in relation to your sharpness. So you can't actually see it reflected in my attack value here. But even 382 attack is pretty decent. But it's going to become something like 420 when you actually depart on a quest, so that's very good. And the amount that it increases by will go up when you drop 2 yellow sharpness, but of course you're losing the sharpness multiplier of green as well. So how it works is the damage is slightly better with green because of the multiplier to elemental damage. So if you're using raw dual blades, it's just a little bit better to use yellow sharpness because you're not losing the multiplier on the elemental damage when you drop sharpness. So keep in mind you are losing the damage multiplier on green for the attack, but you're getting an increased amount of damage from bludgeoner when you drop. And that is enough to actually just edge out the loss of attack from the sharpness itself. But the same can't be said of the elemental damage. So when elemental damage is a factor as well, it's actually better to stay at green sharpness. Can I just say, when using bludgeoner, can I just say this room is probably the most well-behaved and patient and mature that I've ever seen in this game. I don't know what's happened. I don't know if this is the exception to the rule or if things are improving around here these days, but this is really good. What is this guy doing? Oh! He says. I mean, I get the sorry about that. Y'all AFK. No. That doesn't work like that. We are waiting patiently for you. Now post something, for God's sake. Do you really think that all 3 of us are AFK? What are the chances of that? Bowman has also said that he is not AFK. So I think we have now prompted him to get his... Oh, for fuck's sake, please. Okay. I guess he's trying... What is he doing? He's obviously not making the Silver Rathalos set now. So is he making the Crimson Fatalis set, or is he making the Bloodbath set? What's he playing at? Gathering +1 is his only skill. And his defense is pathetic. Like, that's gunner defense. This is awkward, he says. No, it's not. Post a fucking quest. That's not awkward. What's awkward is you standing there going, this is awkward. What's he doing? Look at this guy. What's awkward is your lowdown. And the fact that you're standing here saying this is awkward. Post something. Do I need to spell this out? I should just be hitting Y to do spaces. Never thought I'd need to prompt someone to do this. You're the room host. You are the room host. We have been sitting here for 10 minutes waiting for you. Why? Because you're the room host. When I say post something and you're the room host, it means that I'm talking to you. Jesus, if we were going to post something, we would have done so by now. Like, you've got 3 people standing here, waiting, clearly, and I say post something, and he's like, me? Yeah, you. What the fuck? Do you need a written invitation? If you give me a residential address, I'll send you a fucking letter. I'm happy to. Normal day in Generations Ultimate. This guy, he's fucking dazed. He's actually in a daze. Nanea Summer, obviously very unhelpfully, is confusing the situation even further by saying choose while the guy's standing at the quest giver. Link is just like, oh, what? Choose? Choose what? What? You'd think he was HR1 and had never actually hunted online before. He's HR85. He's done this before. So, like, where's the fucking confusion? Okay, so I presume that he's making the Crimson Fatalis set, not the Bloodbath set. I mean, his confusion, quite frankly, is already evidenced by his ridiculous loadout. I don't know what Bowman's doing. This guy is about as wonky in the head as Link is, if he's just stood here for 10 minutes, only to leave because the guy posted Fatalis. What's wrong with this person? What's wrong with both of these people? You know what? This is what I get for saying the community's become better. I think maybe the reason why they all hung around for so long is not because they're patient. I think it's because they're barely functioning. I think they're actually at a level of mental function that is so low that they're just sort of vegging out in their chair, just like that. That's what I think's going on. Anyway, that's the Generations Ultimate community. Never underestimate what these people are capable of, or not capable of, perhaps, would be the appropriate comment to make here. Rome has joined the room, thank fucking God for that. I'm not going to bring the hunting horn because I'd be increasing the damage of, what? Ukanlo's Sky Hatchet. Yeah, so let's bring something damage-based, shall we? I don't know what I want to bring. To be honest, I'm not really excited for Crimson Fatalis either. I usually bring, for Crimson and White, a Switch Axe. So, which sounds crazy, but believe it or not, Switch Axe actually serves a function. I think it's my longsword set that I use, isn't it? Yeah. How about blunt longsword and a blunt switch axe? So yeah. The function of switch axe that actually makes it helpful in a Fatalis hunt is the sword mode actually ignoring things that cause you to bounce. Alright, we're going to equip this to start with, and then I'm going to see if I've got a dragon option for bludgeoner. I do not seem to. Which feels strange. I feel like there should be an option somewhere. Alright. Link says what? Nenia says, be careful. Link says, don't worry, I'm good at this. His loadout doesn't really inspire confidence in me, and I suspect that no one else... Oh, fuck's sake. No hunter ants are equipped. Do you know why? It's because it's a longsword loadout. That's alright. I'm just going to do this without hunter ants. We're doing it old-fashioned. Old-fashioned style. Monster Hunter retirement home. Yeah. Kind of. I did eat, didn't I? I'm quite sure that I did. I ate for Defender High, which is appropriate. Do you know what this guy just asked? I'm sorry, he departed before I could show you. He just asked, why are you all HR 900 plus? Because we ranked up to HR 900 plus. That's why. Why? Because we've been playing the game for long enough to get to that point. We've departed on enough quests to equal the HRP required to reach that hunter rank. Etc, etc. The Pope's a Catholic and bears shit in the woods. Anything else you'd like to know? What kind of question is that? This is extraordinary. This is breathtaking. I want to hunt with this guy for long. Like, for several hunts to see what this guy's going to do. Why? I've never been asked why I'm hunter rank 999. That question has never been asked in my life. Or why I'm any hunter rank. Because they actually changed the way that... Is this the event one, or what? I'm in serious fucking trouble here. Is this the event one? Because that's an incredible amount of damage. I hope this isn't the event one. Because we're not going to succeed, put it that way. I mean, maybe Nenea Summer and his unloading of peer shots into the monster will actually help us to succeed, but god. But yeah, I was getting a little bit confused with my attacks here. Because they did actually change the way you use Switch Axe in for Ultimate, and then they changed it back. I don't know why they did that. Confused my hands. And Link is dead. I can't believe that he's departing on Crimson Fatalis, which at this stage I presume is actually the event Crimson Fatalis. He's departing on that with what is essentially a high rank loadout. And saying, don't worry guys, I'm good at this, and then dies almost immediately. Oop, I rolled into that. I mean, yes, someone's probably going to say, well, you almost died, Doomlink. Well, yes, I am. Also struggling, but that's by the by. There's a difference between dying and not dying, as they say. Sadly not a knockdown. You could see last time you did the tail swing, by the way, that I was trying to go underneath the tail. That was... I was not expecting that to work, of course. It was just a feeling that it might work. Nenea Summer, who warned Link to be careful, has now joined Link at the fucking camp. This is a good day. I have to get out of the way. I'm glad that's what you would call an accurate hitbox. Get out of there. But yeah, no hunter ants. Do you know what? There are no hunter arts on my screen at all. It's not like blank buttons. The whole hunter art thing just is not on your screen, which is crazy. It feels weird to not actually have that on the screen. I don't know if I've actually ever departed on a quest without hunter arts. I did it willfully here. Or willingly. Because I was not at that stage prepared to go back and equip them after I'd kept the team waiting for so long. That's what it is. It's exhaust. I was wondering what I was looking at. This thing's got an exhaust file. Because you see, it's it didn't look like a power or elemental, and so I'm wondering what is going on. It's exhaust, which I had completely forgotten about. I don't think exhaust is really going to be of much help here against a Fatalis, but maybe it is. I just don't know if I've seen a hungry Fatalis. I don't think it does actually make a difference with Fatalis. Seeing as though I've never seen it, I will assume that means you cannot exhaust a Fatalis. You can do everything else to them, though. You can sleep them and paralyze them. And blast them. I don't know, Peaberry, although I have been sleeping a lot. Whoa. No, I think my play today has been absolutely awful, so I don't know. Maybe if the play suffers, the commentary gets better? I don't know. I actually don't think the commentary is good at all. That's just me. I don't know if we're going to succeed, by the way. If we survive, and again, Nanair Summer must actually be dealing some really high damage here, so perhaps we will outlast this monster. And that's really what it comes down to, like how quickly can we dispatch this thing before someone dies, because that's going to happen. You know, someone's going to die again, but if we kill the monster before that happens, then it's okay. That's the idea. I suppose you could argue that that's how every hunt works, but seriously, there is a risk that we are going to fail this, but it's also possible that we'll succeed. Damn. Oh well. Didn't this guy bring insurance? I swear we only had 3 deaths. Unless I missed the third one, and that's now the 4th. Did we have 4 deaths? Did that happen? Because I didn't see it. I'm quite sure that that was event Crimson Fatalis. I could be wrong. Maybe he always deals that huge amount of damage and I've just forgotten. I'm sure he always deals lots of damage, but that still felt a little bit more than usual. A little bit more. Could just be me. Maybe my defense with this set is bad. No, this is an 829 defense loadout, so there you have it. I suspect that that was the event one. You contributed to this, man. It's like he's just completely bewildered that we failed this quest when he departed on it with a fucking high rank weapon and a high rank armor set. He's like, what? We failed after having contributed to the death. Oh, I see. Rome died twice, so I missed his death there. Yeah, that's the event version. Hello, Gamer9536. You've got an excellent name. Phenomenal name. Very descriptive. We are all gamers. I don't know what he's saying when he says 12%. He said 12% in the chat. Very mysterious. What does he want to do now? Maybe not aim so high with so little? It is ambitious, to be honest, to go straight from a high rank loadout to a Crimson Fatalis loadout, because that obviously requires that you're going to be hunting Crimson Fatalis with high rank stuff. And I think we've seen that the guy's not really contributing much. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. After he died the first time, was he really being as aggressive after that? I would say probably not. He was probably keeping well away from the monster, because I would suggest that with his defense, he was probably getting one shot. Nullberries. I should get more of those. I think this guy's just stunned. He's just fucking sitting there, like, unable to physically or mentally react to what just happened. Who knows, he might be throwing a tantrum right now. He might be, like, stamping his feet on the ground. He's saying, do you guy emulate? No. That's why we're playing the Switch version, buddy. Or you never know, maybe he means it generally. Maybe he is asking if we have ever emulated, or if we ever emulate games in general. Nenea Summer says, we playing since 2018. Well, I haven't, he has, I don't know if Rome has. To slay a legend. Why do we have to do the event one? This is ridiculous. Does he not have... Oh, you know what? He might not have access to the normal one. Let's find out. So, the end is nigh. And what's the HR requirement? It doesn't show you. So, how it works is, once you reach a certain HR, this will actually appear in your list. Let's not do the event. I type very slowly. Because it's a fucking on-screen keyboard. Why? When I hold the D-pad, it doesn't scroll quickly. It's just one by one. This is going to be extremely complicated for Link, but we'll just hope that he can make sense of it. Let's not do event. I feel that the reasons why we shouldn't are really fucking obvious. Alright. I will keep with Switch Axe, but I will go to a standard Dragon Switch Axe. Alright. And this time I will actually set my Hunter Arms. We'll do Trance Slash and Demon Riot. Yeah, I suppose Fatalis is fun in this game. A reasonably fun fight. I think they did a good job with him. Now, as I said, this is going to be very complicated for Link. Nenea Summer actually is confused. I can tell because he looked at the board, went back there, then went back to the board. It's kind of confusion in a very in a very clearly presented way. Nenea Summer says, Event 1. Like, as a statement, Event 1. Just because you're fine with it doesn't mean that it's appropriate for Link. It's not fucking appropriate. What this guy needs is the materials. He doesn't need anything from the event version. It's not necessary. What is going on with this conversation? Link saying, why is your gear bad? While having a conversation with Rome. And Rome's like, what, my gear? And he's like, no, not yours. It's like, well, whose fucking gear are you referring to? What's going on? This is so... Well, Kami, he's making the standard set. You can tell because he's got... See? Fatalis Crimson Feed. He doesn't need to do the event version. I don't even know if there's GX Crimson in this game. Because I presume that's what you're referring to. But like I say, like he is making the armor, and I know that, but he doesn't need to do that quest. The fact that I've said, let's not do the event quest, and the fact that I've posted a different one, that doesn't seem to have clicked with Link. He's instead having a conversation about something else with Rome. And now Summer has completely just... He's had a mental breakdown. He's had to leave because we're not departing on the quest immediately. And it's also not the quest that he wants to go on, that I've posted. He wants to do the event. Oh, event! After we just failed. He wants to do the event for some reason, but I disagree, so he's leaving. This is a really ridiculous situation. I don't know if it's even worth asking this question. I'm going to ask him why. Well, I don't want to have to type to him. I don't have a bloody keyboard plugged in. So it's going to take forever to communicate with this person. And even if I could communicate with ease with this person, I don't suspect that I'd enjoy the process anyway. Even if you don't have sonic bombs with Cephadrome, I wouldn't say he's that difficult in this game, but if you really need the sonic bombs, like if it's really negatively affecting you, then, you know, try to get screamers. Or if you're in a lower ranked quest, maybe look for some sonic bomb supply items in other quests, and then keep them for the Cephadrome. I don't know. If you're struggling with Cephadrome, then I don't really know what to tell you. There's... It's a pretty easy hunt. It's not an easy hunt in the older games, where if you don't have sonic bombs, he's just going to continue swimming almost forever without coming out. So really there's no great struggle in this game. They try to make it a little more... Well, they make the requirement of sonic bombs less apparent in this game. Or rather, they make it something that would make the fight easier, but it's not an essential aspect to the fight anymore that you bring sonic bombs. Really? I don't know if he does that in this game, but maybe you're just getting... Maybe you're just really unlucky. That's my personal opinion. Oh. Well, thanks for reminding me, Ron. Yeah, well, you've already solved it. You've solved your own issue, gamer. You need some screamers. And you need to make some sonic bombs. If that's what the monster's doing to you, then you're gonna have to stop the monster from doing it to you. That's really the situation. Yeah, I don't really remember using sonic bombs at all against Cephadrome in this game. Just didn't feel necessary. So I suspect you're just getting bad luck. Keep pressing A. This is the combo that I want, but you see in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, you have to alternate back and forth between X and A in order to do this combo, but in this game, and all the other games, except for 4 Ultimate, you just need to press X, and that's it. Alright, I'll go this way. No, this is not going to work. I'm trying. I tried. I really tried my level best to evade that. Alright, this is going to be a much more reasonable fight. We'll see how Link performs in this one. really unloading on his crotch at the moment. You probably shouldn't use the term unloading in relation to a crotch. Well, to start with, they're not called Screamer pods. It's called Screamer, and you combine them with bomb casings to make sonic bombs. But yeah, I actually don't know precisely where you get Screamers in this game. Maybe from Macau? Great Macau? Because I used to just grind Great Jaggy, but he's not in this game, so I don't know. I'd presume from the Great Jaggy equivalent, but I could be wrong. The internet is your friend, that's all I can say. I'm actually going to stay in axe mode to build up charge for Trance Slash. It's going to be very dangerous to use Trance Slash against this particular monster, so I might have to wait for a good opportunity, where I'm not actually going to be hit for a while. Like, for example, if I did it here, I'd just get demolished by a falling meteor. Oh, I'm sorry. I genuinely thought that it was... Is it really? I thought it was bomb casings. Oh well, I guess I haven't recently forged sonic bombs. I'm misinforming people who are in need of information. I don't remember it being gunpowder. Whatever. Is it really? Are you sure? Screamers and gunpowder, what? Alright. That just doesn't sound right. That was one of the strangest moments I've ever seen. I was basically 1 pixel away from being hit, and then the monster moved back, presumably as a result of a flinch, and then I was hit with wind pressure. That was ridiculous. You promised me it's gunpowder. Okay. Weird mental blank then. I don't really have a specific memory of ever using gunpowder for sonic bombs, but I inevitably have done if it's always been that. Because I have made sonic bombs before, so there you go. How odd is that? When should I use Trance Slash? Well, I can do Demon Riot along with Trance Slash. See how that goes. I would assume that would increase the damage of it. Waiting for an opportunity here. That's actually a good opportunity. Except for when he turns his whole body and then has his face land on my face. That's ridiculous. Did you see him actually turn his body towards me so that his head could hit me? That's really fucking annoying. Alright, let's just Trance Slash it. That's why we have raw resistance. It's just ever so slightly off target there. Oh, very nice. Should have stayed down. But that's alright, I survived. And I don't even have to go and heal myself because my teammates are being very generous. And there goes Link. Goodbye, Link. Hello, Tavo. Good to see you. Haven't seen you since the 3 Ultimate servers shut down. He's flying. Not anymore. Not anymore, he's not. So with Demon Riot, you basically just carry it all the way to the end of the charge, whilst attacking as much as you can. Because you see, it's actually depleting without you attacking with it, so you just keep going. Oh, this is not good. It's going to force me to do this shit instead of letting me sheathe the weapon. Not good. Whoops. Thought my weapon had been sheathed. I'm being distracted by the chat. Oh! Not great. But yeah, you were given a suggestion to depart on a specific quest, gamer. So it's rather odd to respond to that by saying that you haven't run into Velocidrome before. Is there another way? It's not like this is an expedition-based game. Like, you just go and choose the quest. That's the point. I can't imagine you're at a point in the game where you haven't received a Velocidrome quest. Could be wrong, though. Anything's possible. It was a long time ago when I was playing Generations and going through the early games, so... maybe you don't actually fight Velocidrome early on. I guess it's Great Macau or something. Ow. Stay on the ground and get up. Yeah, I have to say, this is, as far as my play is concerned, this has probably been the worst live stream in recent months, perhaps even years, in terms of how poorly I'm performing, but I don't really care anymore. I don't care anymore. Got another Trance Slash, and quite frankly, I need to be sharpening back up. I really have been... oh, fuck off! Look at that angle of... what would you even call that? The way he corrects himself onto my position. I mean, that was an incredible turn. Yay, now we've got 2 gamers in the chat. Hello, Ron Money. Welcome back. I'm being quite effectively stun-locked by a teammate. Don't know who it was, probably Rome. Anyway. I do want to get Trance Slash out, just don't know when I should do it. Definitely not now. I'll wait for this to conclude and then I'll go for it. Oh, that's not good. Again, like, I don't know what attack is going to come next, do I? So... you do put yourself in a position where you're crossing your fingers and praying that the monster doesn't do anything when you're doing Trance Slash, because it's a very long combo. That's why you're supposed to save it for traps and when the monster is properly down or incapacitated. Oh, being slapped around by the tail. Also a bit of a feature for Fatalis confrontations. Tail slapping. What is Link actually doing? I wanted to demonstrate the fact that Link was not actually engaging the monster, but then I had fucking Fatalis body in my face. I really don't know what Link's playing in. I'm going to watch him to see how much he engages the monster. Because remember, I theorized that the reason why he was surviving was because he was being very non-aggressive. Link is saying wait in the chat. Wait for what? I'm out of heals. Well, should have brought Farcasters, buddy. We're 10 minutes in to a hunt that lasts for 10 minutes, you know. I mean, I'm not doing very well for potions either, actually, but... the solution is to try and kill the damn monster. Oh. The sooner it dies, the sooner Link can, I don't know, not die. Which is an excellent way of describing that. Very articulate, Doomlink, thank you. managed to get a few hits on the face here. That was excellent. He presented his face to me for a solid 5 seconds. Very good. Oh, not good. Oh, the fucking tail pushed me into that. Did you see that? I was perfectly aware of the fact that that was coming down, but the tail totally prevented my evasion of that. Very frustrating. Alright, down to my last 2 potions. I do have an easy max potion. I really should have used that instead of my actual max potion. I'm going to life powder for a change. Oh, snap and drag? No. I can fucking do without snap and drags today. Why are you still alive? Well, I can imagine why you're still alive. It's because we're technically 3-manning you at this stage. And it's all Blade Master. I can't fucking see what's going on. And he's dead. Alright, I'm going to stand away from his body to evade the wind pressure. Or maybe there is no wind pressure in this game when he has his death animation, because, yeah, when he dies in 1st generation, and I think also 2nd generation, when he lifts his leg to pierce, which is what it looks like, not literally doing that, but when he lifts his leg to pierce, the wind pressure pushes you away. Not the water pressure, not the liquid pressure. I don't know why I'm suggesting that he lifts his leg to piss when he dies, it's just that's what it looks like. I like how I'm crouch carving in this game. I've not been holding the A button. It's probably been clear that I've not been holding the A button. I forgot you could do that. Only momentarily, though. Yeah, there's absolutely no reason to crouch carve in this game. Because when you hold the A button, you just go straight into the next carve. You don't need to stand back up. Okay. Well, we had a successful Crimson Fatalis quest completed, but I'm not helping this guy any further. Hopefully he can make another armor piece or something, but I do not want to go on this journey with this person. He's fucking daft to start with, and, yeah. Alright. Well, Rome, if you're happy to, we're gonna move areas. Change rooms, whatever I want to say. Charm Talisman. Well, how about that? That's why I pronounced it weird, he's got an accented A. But yeah, just as I was saying that I don't think people do this anymore, there is a guy wanting to do exactly that, which is quite funny. He is the status gunner, looking, obviously, for Pierce gunners to join him. Dread Q, 1 to 10, fuck off. I've got no desire to do that. Let's join Shang and Nemu. Hello. Nagakuka. As I believe his name is. Shang has posted Rust Razor G2, I don't mind doing that. There was a period of time in the past with this game where it felt like I was doing Rust Razor every single time I went live. Oh, Rome wasn't able to join, so I'm going to leave this room. What else do we have as an option? How about I just make a room? I'm sure we'll get people joining. Just G-Rank. And then I'll let other people post. But yeah, it felt like I was constantly doing Rust Razor. But I haven't done him recently, so I was willing to do it. Alright. So, really, there's an open invitation to anyone who needs to actually do specific quests to come into this room and do them. I've named the room G rank, so it should be clear that as long as it's G rank, I don't care what it is. Which, therefore, includes high rank frickin' deviant quests. Well, I shouldn't say includes, it excludes high rank deviant quests rather clearly, but I guarantee you some dick is going to come in and post one anyway. It happens every time. Now, I haven't actually made my own room for quite a while in this game, so you're going to have to take my word for it, but every time I say G rank, someone just posts a high rank deviant. Like they're trolling me or something. I actually don't believe that these people didn't clock the fact that it was a G rank room. I think they're just trying to get away with it. I think they're taking the piss. So, there you have it. Here I am in Kokoto, running. Very exciting. Room says I'll change equipment. Damn you, I thought someone had joined the room. Almost 2,000 G rank quests completed. I am at maximum unity. The guild girls have their Mufa. But I think you get the Mufa long before you reach maximum unity. Okay, it's a full room of people who don't need to do anything. Great. Let's just do a random quest for fun. I'll post Lao Shan Lung just to ensure that no one else joins the fucking room. No. Yeah, you can post whatever you want, room. I don't care. Blue name. Blue party. Your name color matches your weapon. Volcatastrophe. That's a funny name. Alright, what have we got? Test of the best in the desert. Very well. Why is your symbol the mute button? What is that? I'm trying to see what that is. If it's a button to actually mute you, then I'm gonna fucking press it as quickly as possible. I don't know, it's a very appropriate symbol to be next to your name, to be honest. Oh, because you have the stream muted. When I began to read that, I actually thought that you were serious, and then I realized that it was a joke, because that would make absolutely no sense for you to be able to respond to me. Let's use a greatsword. Maybe a blunt greatsword loadout? What are my blunt greatswords? I've got no idea. I've made a lot of greatswords. I think the majority of them are fully upgraded, except for this one, which will become the Volcatastrophe. That's correct, isn't it? Yes, it is. Actually, I have a lot that are not fully upgraded, but let's pretend that that's not what's going on. Plesioth Wave? No, so we want Thunder. Blunt Thunder. No. I don't know if I've actually made blunt greatswords or not. Well, let's just bring this then. What's wrong with this guy? Okay, well apparently that either I was too slow, or that guy just didn't approve of the quest. Might sound ridiculous, but it is technically possible that I was too slow for that guy. Someone's gonna say, nah, Doomlink, you know, Occam's razor, it's probably just he doesn't like the fucking quest that you've posted. No. Seriously? People are that impatient in this game. It happens. He may have been afraid that, you know, Rome had gone rogue, just to have a cute rhyme there. And had posted his own quest, and I was dithering excessively and not posting my own quest, and so he just left. You know, that's exactly what transpired there, I think. As unrealistic as it sounds, that is what happened. What's this guy doing? Changing loadout? Wrong button. That button is what we want. Yep, that's a good loadout. Very effective rapid bow loadout. As for the bow itself, I'm not too familiar with how good it is, but it's probably pretty good. As a rapid bow. A true shot up will increase the damage of your... What's it actually called? It's the fucking... Is it called true shot? Maybe that's the attack. Power shot, that's usually what it's called. So the power shot of your bow, which is after you've released your first arrows, you can press the A button again. Is that right? No. Yes, you can press the A button, I think, after you release your shots. It might be different if you're pressing the R button to shoot, which is not what I do in this game. You can actually change your settings to something else. So... This... Is this, is it? I think so. No. Bow controls. So, if you're a different type, like if you're type 2 for bow controls, I've got no idea what it is, okay? But as I recall, it's the fucking A button after you've released with X. Okay? And it does a power shot, so true shot up increases the damage of power shot. Power shot was basically introduced in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, but it was to replace arc shot for some bows. So some bows were arc shot, others were power shot. In this game, you have both. It's actually just an additional attack of the bow, which I think is a better way to do it. Because to be honest, arc shot is so crap, so pointless in so many scenarios. Well, it's not really true, but arc shot's not very good. So the choice is always... Oh, very good Sonic Bomb there. The choice is always going to be power shot over arc shot. And when they remove a scenario where one is so obviously better than the other, that's good. I mean, it remains the case that power shot's better than arc shot, but they don't force you to make the decision anymore. They just have the functionality of, well, both functions available on the bow, which is the better way to do it, in my opinion. I've just been getting slammed in this recording. I'm sick of it. The monsters don't like me. Let's moonbreak this motherfucker. Destroying his shell. Can't really see what I'm doing, but I'm sure I'm hitting the monster. That I don't really need to doubt. Ow. I actually don't mind arc shot if the monster has suddenly moved out of my range really far, and I can't be bothered closing the distance. Arc shot can be nice in those situations, just to keep your DPS up. I honestly feel bad for this guy. Alright, hopefully someone hits me here. Someone hit me. Oh, it's not going to happen. I'm too far away from my teammates. I don't think it hit him. Fucking hell. I was hoping my teammates were close enough to hit me while I was doing it, because it speeds it up, you see, and also powers it up. But, no. Brimstone Slash actually works better as a counter maneuver, in my opinion. Because the thing with Brimstone Slash is that when it's in effect, and you get hit by a monster, you will not actually be hit out of it at all. You'll just take whatever the damage would have been from the attack, but you do not get blown back at all. So it's a good counter maneuver, and the speed with which it is dealt, like the degree to which the animation is sped up, actually makes it so that it will come out fast enough to be a counter attack. It's not going to be like the counter maneuver for Longsword, Critical Juncture. It's not that fast, but it's quite fast. So yeah, I find that that's the best way to use Brimstone Slash, otherwise you're just going to fucking miss it. And I think the fact that it gets a damage increase when you do get hit, whether it's by a teammate or by a monster, I think is part of the... I think it's basically Capcom nudging the player to say, we'd like you to use this as a counter-attack. Not just as a standalone charging attack. Well, that was very fast, because we completely demolished that creature. It couldn't do anything to us. What the hell is this? Flying Zin mark. I guess this is an event quest. I don't know what it makes. Flying Zin mark. That's something I do want to do. Make all of the event weapons in the game. Or at least the ones that are decent. I still haven't done that yet. What does the Flying Zin mark make? I will check the decks. It makes a sword and shield called Zin's Trust. What is my title? Old Gen Diet. What a weird title. It's true though. I have an old gen diet. Yeah. I think there was too much self-congratulation in the previous title that I had, so I changed it to Old Gen Diet. Okay. Yeah, so let's have a look at this sword and shield. See if it's any good. Doomlink's Joke Weapon Season 2 with event-only weapons, yeah. Zin's Trust. Ew. I think well, I'm not saying ew to the design, I think that's cool, but I suspect that the stats are awful. I'm shocked that you only need one. Oh, I've already got this thing. When on earth did I forge it? I've got no idea. I apparently already forged it though. Just hadn't fully upgraded it. Let's upgrade it. I hope that's not the final. Oh my god. No, it's not the final upgrade. I need some more. Need some more. Zin's Virtue. I mean, for this sort of weapon, I would prefer to use the... Oh, what the hell is he posted? You said post any quest you like, Rome, and quite frankly, he's gone off-piste and posted a fucking gathering quest. Is it the one I think? No, it's not. He's actually completely lost his mind. We don't want that kind of quest. Person who plays felines. Okay. So what I was saying was that the Master Sword weapon from Zelda, that is already an event weapon that's a sword and shield and is raw only, right? Why would you double up on that? Why would you have multiple event weapons that are raw sword and shield? It's stupid. It's a terrible idea. Anyway, we've ended up with Glavenus, Hyper Glavenus. I'm fine with that. Kick him, you'll go viral again. Great. Yeah, whose fucking cat is it now? Anyway. What would be fun? I don't know. Do you notice that I never use Insect Glaive in this game? Ever, ever, ever? Well, I'm going to change that. Just for this quest. So that it doesn't really change the fact that I almost never use it, but... Anyway. Water. Water Insect Glaive? I love this Insect Glaive. Looks so cool. Well, all of the Mizutsune weapons look really cool. I'm a big fan of Mizutsune. I've always been unsure as to whether I prefer Mizutsune or Astalos, but they are definitely my favourite of the Fated 4. I'd say I prefer Astalos as a monster, but I prefer Mizutsune's equipment over Astalos stuff. Although Astalos weapons look really good as well. I just haven't forged any. Seriously, you've never seen me use an Astalos weapon because I don't like the way the stats are done for the Astalos weapons, but they look very cool. I did forge the Greatsword, but that was back in Generations, so it was never fully upgraded. Oh, apparently apparently that shield is just a little bracelet, so I didn't realize that. Thought it was a full-sized shield. Well, that is a cool weapon, then. Okay. Where would this glaive anus be? I don't remember where he starts. I think he starts in the big area down there, yeah. I was correct. It would actually be faster to farcast and then take the shortcuts there, but that's fine. I shall go this way instead. And enjoy the splendor of this Naginata. This fucking double... what do you call that? Twin Naginata? I don't know. But yeah, it looks really cool. But yeah, Insect Glaive in this game is basically Extract Hunter, and more Extract Hunter. I never use Swarm. I never get much out of that. But anyway. Oops. Okay, hallelujah, mate. Alright, where's your orange? Is it on your back? Oh, I got it! Yeah. That's what I like. See, now that's not too hard, is it? Why do you need Extract Hunter, Doomlink? Well, it exists, so I'm not going to not use it. Am I? Oh, very good. Well, I'm a bit off target now. Let's go back. Can I get my mount now? God, coming from 4 Ultimate, that's miserable. In Generations Ultimate, I tend to go for 1 mount per monster when I'm using Insect Glaive. Sometimes I go for 2, but never more than 2. Because they really have nerfed it for Insect Glaive in a big way. Because you saw there, like, I actually had the... well, I should mention, it's not that you would have seen the skill itself, but I actually have the mounting skill, and you saw how many attacks it required to actually mount this guy. It's crazy. Right, we've got Extract Hunter, so I will use that when we are running out. Or have run out of our 3 colours. Which used to be called Golden Man. I don't dislike calling it Golden Man. I can think of worse names. Go. No! That rather hurt. Yeah, Doomlink using Insect Glaive in Generations Ultimate. Not a common sight. Nope. I think the pole vault's quite good for closing the distance. It's a fun way to do it. Maybe I'll just use it as a mode of transportation. Probably a good way to go about it. Oh, I was hoping that that would actually miss me. Well, no, I'm not going to show the image. Nagakuka. I'll equip the damn weapon, and then I can show you what it looks like in the game. Yeah, it sounds more interesting than the Master Sword, to be honest. That's coming from a Zelda enthusiast. I like the Master Sword, but not that much. It's okay. It's very cool that they actually sheath it in the same way that they do in the Zelda games, with a back scabbard, rather than at the hip. So I do like that they do that with the Master Sword. Just an extra detail that you wouldn't expect them to bother with. But that's Capcom. And that's one of the things that makes Monster Hunter special. It's that attention to detail. The willingness to do things like that. The little things. It's Japanese gaming in general. It's that attention to detail that sets them apart. Trying to get my next extract hunter before I run out. I should be able to. Get away from this fucking tail. There we go. Got extract hunter. Of course, if I miss it completely, then I will actually be forced to get my colours properly. So let's try not to miss it. There we go. I don't know how much damage that attack does, but I think it's quite good. I think it actually hurts the monster. Alright, let's calm the tail, shall we? Whoa! I'm being offered a promotion for my channel. So exciting. I want my Twitch to be promoted. I want everyone to watch me. Even if they don't play Monster Hunter. I just want viewers. I don't want a quality audience. Just watch me. Right here. Watch this guy. Donate now. I don't know if it's actually worth sharpening up here. Ow. I'm getting smashed by his tail. I just keep thinking that he's not really aiming for me, or that I can just walk around it somehow, but no, I get slammed by it each time. It's ridiculous. See, it's a fun way to close the distance. See that? Because I am hitting him when I do it. There we go. Goodbye. Glaive anus. Didn't use Swarm. Big shock. I never use Swarm, as I said. As I said, mate, I never use Swarm. I don't know why, I just suddenly broke out into a real Aussie accent there. Just happened suddenly. Fair dinkum. Topping up my Phantom with Phantom. No, the bottle isn't invisible. It's just green. Oh, very good. Lovely liquid. This is the spring seasonal Spiritus. What if I did a whole live stream with a real Aussie accent? Real fucking true blue Aussie accent. I wouldn't do it. I don't have such low self-respect. It is beneath my dignity. I don't know if I could keep it up. I think my head would implode. I think inevitably I end up doing the fucking Alf Stewart impression, you know? Oh, you fucking bastard, and all that shit. What on earth is that? Do the Monster Hunter 3U Viking accent? What? If that's some sort of invitation to do a Scandinavian accent, I can't really do that. Standard Zenogam. Not even hyper. To be honest, if you don't... Oh. Okay, we lost the cat. It's really quite tragic. To me, even if you don't need the hyper version, you may as well just post it if you've got a good team. No reason not to. More HRP. Let's equip that sword and shield, shall we? Don't know why I feel the need to equip this set in order to put it on, but... What do you mean it's not a fucking bracelet? Were you talking about a different thing? Were you talking about a completely different thing? The Mizu one. Oh. Right. I think I have it. No. Here we go. There it is. You can't even see the bracelet. Can't even see the bracelet. Because I've got these massive fucking... What do you even call them? Sorry, my sartorial vernacular is quite limited. But whatever these sleeves are, they're covering it. That's happening. Ugh. Okay. What do we want to equip for this quest? It's going to be ice. Not ice light bowgun, don't feel like it. Let's use a gun lance. That sounds like fun. Got elemental gun lance. I'm still not sure about this set. I don't know if I really want to keep it or not. Elemental gun lance. How about blunt gun lance? Yeah. Oh, you know what? I'm using this. I'm fucking using this. I love this. It's a Baroth weapon in Generations Ultimate. Crazy. Now, for the record, I don't believe there was a Baroth gun lance in 3rd generation at all. Either in Portable 3rd or 3 Ultimate. Because I don't fucking remember it. So, I believe it's a 4th gen thing, which is very strange. But, here we are. And it's good. It's really good. So, I think we've got... what is the level? So, it's a fucking shot level 5. And it's long. Which means what? Is that good for... let me remember. So, wide is good for... Wyvern fire. Long is good for shelling. I think... No, it's the other way around. Isn't it? I can never remember this. Do you know why? It's because it's not logical in my mind. It's always different to what logically makes sense to me, so I can never remember it correctly. So I think long is good for Wyvern fire. Wide is good for shelling? And normal is good for the heavy shell? Long is for charged shelling, wide for Wyvern fire? Maybe? I don't know. Why don't... No, normal is for the big heavy shot. So... Or is that what you call burst fire? Wide for shelling? Who knows? It just doesn't make sense to me, I'm sorry. That's why I don't memorize it. That's something that you would think that a person would memorize in Monster Hunter, but it's just never made sense to me. I feel like everything else I can memorize in a logical way, whereas that just doesn't click with me. Never has. Alright. But yeah, normal shots I've never been confused about, because that makes sense. Let me tell you why that logically makes sense. So in the case of normal, it makes sense that the attack that causes you to use all of your shots is going to be stronger when you have more of them. So normal is going to load like 4 or 5 shells or something like that. And so, understandably, when you deplete all of those in a single attack, it's going to be stronger if you've got more of them. So, normal makes logical sense, but long and wide? Fuck me sideways. Doesn't make any sense to me at all. And I tried to trick my mind into remembering some kind of logic, but I've forgotten it again. The heat gauge is making you nauseous already. Look, I hate the heat gauge. I think it's a stupid implementation. I think it actually demeans the weapon type. It doesn't improve it. Not in my opinion. But anyway, I sort of understand the logic behind it. I understand what they were going for. I just don't agree with it. I think the gun lance is a more fun weapon type to use without it. It's not like gun lance is too strong without a heat gauge. So like, what is the fucking purpose of adding it? Do you see what I mean? I mean, you're adding a dynamic to the weapon that just doesn't need to exist, in my opinion. You know, someone's going to, I would say a gun lance enthusiast would probably disagree with me, which is fine. Because I'm not passionate about gun lance. So making gun lance more complicated when it didn't need to be made more complicated, for me, as a person who is not enthusiastic about the weapon type, perhaps is going to be less attractive to me. But it's just, to me, it just, I don't like it. I almost never take it into the red, by the way. Almost never. Because I don't have time for that shit. It's better to take it into the red because it'll lock you in the red. But I don't fucking like doing that. I hate it. Do you know what it is? I just hate having to delay my Wyvern fire. That is what frustrates me. Because it has ruined, in the past, when I've been playing a lot of this particular game, delaying my Wyvern fire like this to get my heat gauge up has really negatively impacted the way I use gun lance in the other games, because I actually had to force myself to unlearn the habit of Wyvern firing at the start, which is the best way to approach it in the other games. You just Wyvern fire as quickly as possible, because the sooner you do it, the more you're actually going to have in total. Alright, I'm in the red now. Am I going to get this off? That was slightly ambitious of me, but I got it. I think. Let's hope I did. If I didn't, then that was ridiculous, but anyway. Now I can do my heavy shots with maximum damage, yay. Do you like my sound effects? Yes, that is an Ursula bow. I've seen it fairly often with rapid loadout, so it must be quite good for rapid bow. I just don't really enjoy using raw bow. Raw bow is yuck. There's something about the satisfaction that you get out of hitting a monster with elemental arrows. I just have to say that if you're using raw, it doesn't work. I did it with Ethan once before. I remember we were doing 4 ultimate and Ethan wanted to use bow. But obviously when you're making your first weapon type, it makes more sense to bring, or rather forge, something that's going to be useful in all hunts that you're going to embark upon. So I got him to make a raw bow. And it's really not a satisfying way to use bow. It sucks. I think you might be able to counterbalance that lack of satisfaction by doing a rapid bow strategy where you're magnetized to the weak point and always keeping yourself in critical distance and things like that. Where are they going? Do they know where they're going? Because I don't, evidently. Oh no, I do know where I'm going. They don't know where they're going. Oh no, they do know where they're going. I hate this fucking place. I really do. This is the worst designed map in the whole series, which is a dramatic statement to make, but it's true. It's deliberately labyrinthian in nature, and I think it's shit. I think it fucking adds nothing for it to be counterintuitive. It's like, oh, let's make it weird. No, just make it sensible, please. I shouldn't be doing this. I want to do Dragon Blast. Oh, I can now do it. Yeah, oh, fucking hell. I can't even pretend that that's what killed him. It didn't actually come out until he died. What a shame. That would have been such a good way to kill him. I blame Rome for dealing too much damage. It's all his fault. I don't think every new weapon has a new quirk. Well, every weapon has a new quirk. No, I wouldn't say that's true. Oh god. I guess his tail went stiff immediately. No, Sword and Shield got a new feature. Gunlance got a new feature. You could argue that every weapon has been changed in a small way due to the advent of styles, but no, I don't really agree that all weapons have been given a quirk. Greatsword, for example, I'd say completely unchanged from Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. That is a fucking... Hold on. Check that out. That might be the most dramatic and cinematic final kill screen I've ever seen. Look at that! I can't even see what's going on. I mean, I'm assuming that almost all of that, if not all of it, is being caused by the pierce shots, but fucking hell. It's strange how you almost don't realize how much is going on when it's all flashing on the screen very quickly, but once you get a freeze frame, like when you freeze frame it, Jesus, there's a lot going on. Yeah, so the reason why he thinks this game came out after World is because in English it did. So this game is actually from 2017 in the Japanese version. It released in English about halfway through 2018, whereas World released at the start of 2018. So I understand why people would assume that, but those are people who don't realize that prior to 5th gen, there was always a time lag between the Japanese and the English version release. Well, I think your timeline is out for the right reasons, P-Berry. You've probably always seen the year of 2017 in relation to this game, but technically in 2018 it released in English, so... But it would be wrong to say that this game is a 2018 game, because, you know, pretty much all of the development of the game was concluded, and then the game was released in full in 2017. So, it's definitely not. You couldn't pretend that this is somehow a 5th gen game, or that it came out after World. It's not right to say that, because it confuses the issue. Yep. Monster Hunter Portable 3rd G. Yeah, waiting. Freedom 3, yeah. Monster Hunter Freedom 3, that's what I'm... Freedom 3. Do you know what? Here's my theory. I've got a theory, guys. Why is it that Portable 3rd was never translated? It's because Freedom 3 is a fucking tongue twister. That's it. I've just solved the riddle. I've solved the mystery. That's why it never came out in English. It's because the Capcom looked at it and were like, nah, we can't do it. Now that sounds absolutely ridiculous. I say it tongue-in-cheek, to be fair, but don't underestimate how fucking stupid Capcom are. Never underestimate them. It is technically possible that they sat down one day and said, alright, so we're going to do Portable 3rd, Portable Saldo. Are we going to do that in English? And then someone said, okay, well, what's it going to be called then? It's like, well, if we're keeping with the same naming sequence, it has to be Freedom 3. And they just went, Freedom 3, Freedom 3. No, that sounds like shit. We're not doing it. That's it. We're not doing it at all. It sounds terrible. It's confusing. It's a tongue twister. No Portable 3rd for the West. That's it. Done. It's quite an absurd scenario, but it's technically possible that that is exactly what happened, and I wouldn't put it past Capcom. I would not put it past them. So, what is the quest again? I don't remember. So I'll bring... I don't know. What should I bring then? I was too slow. I was too slow for Ayao. Ayao is like, fuck this. I've got a curfew. I'm from China. Seriously, I'm sick of these people. People who are just so... Like, literally, we're talking 2 minutes. I spent 2 minutes in this room, and he just lost his mind and was like, no, I'm out. I'm done. I'm finished. Sorry, person. The Holy Protector Lance. This weapon has a bit of a over-the-top name, don't you think? Holy Protector Lance? Is there a church in the Monster Hunter universe that I don't know about? Is there like a Catholic Church equivalent here to how the Catholic Church were in the medieval times? Maybe. No Asians, yeah. Yeah, that's what this is going to become. This is going to be a no Asians in Monster Hunter stream, despite it being an Asian game. You know what, that's part of the stupidity that I didn't quite touch on. Or it didn't click with me until just now. Some of you will remember this, some of you won't. I'll retell the story briefly. I was hunting here in Generations Ultimate, and I played with this person who, in response to people typing in Chinese in the game, said, no Asians, and then kicked the person who was typing in Chinese. Now, obviously, the irony of that is that this is a fucking Asian game. Like, it's not... No Asian. Very funny. Very funny. Anyway, it's just Catch a Watcher, so I'm sure we can two-man it. No Asians allowed. I imagine that if you told a Japanese person that someone in the international servers had made a room and said no Asians, I'm sure if you told them that, they'd just be like, wow. And then would proceed to say and or think something like Westerners are inferior, something like that. And I wouldn't blame them. When you get into Japanese culture, you can really understand their xenophobia. You don't have to agree with it, but you can understand it. I understand. You know what? Recently in the news, there's been a whole lot of coverage of the fact that the massive boom in tourism in Japan has been, you know, very stressful to the local people. And I remember seeing, what was it? It was, whatever the reportage was, it was, or the provenance of said reportage, it was something like the New York Times or the Washington Post or something like that. It was reputable, and the no, I think it was the BBC, and the headline was, and I have to paraphrase it because I don't remember it, but it was something like, the Japanese, famously polite, are having problems with this massive boom in tourism, you know. It's like famously polite. Weaponizing their culture. It's like, well, if people are coming from outside and behaving abominably in their country, yeah, they're going to take issue with it, aren't they? Famously polite. Well, yeah. It's conditional, isn't it? It's conditional politeness. So... you know, if you're a society that has successfully, you know, for good or for ill, created a scenario where people behave in a subdued fashion, you know, they're clean, they're reserved, and then people come from outside, have absolutely no respect for that, and then behave poorly, yeah, you're going to look down on them, aren't you? It's just what it is. You know, in terms of, okay, their society has a lot of things that have gone wrong, but also a lot of things have been done very well that we haven't worked out. So I think that's just humankind in general. You can't create a society without some things just being very poorly managed or poorly done, so... Yeah. Famously polite, yes. There is a Canadian in the chat. Of course, Canadians are never impolite. Never happens. Yeah, I actually don't know what kind of tourists they are. They might, you know, to be honest, that's like an Asian culture thing. I'm sure the Japanese find their neighbours to be quite uncouth, quite almost barbaric compared to them. All you have to do is watch a person from mainland China eat their food, and you can see that if they did that in Japan, there would be dirty looks, there would be... Well, maybe not mainland China, but probably mainland China. I'm actually thinking back when I was at the airport in Hong Kong, which is not mainland China, and I watched a person eat their noodles like an actual animal. Now someone's going to say, oh, well, you're supposed to slurp your noodles. That wasn't the problem here. This person had positioned their mouth on the edge of the bowl, so imagine the edge of the bowl, their mouth was filled with noodles, and they are loudly slurping them, like an absolute full mouthful, with their lips, their bottom lip, on the edge of the bowl. When I watched it, and it was actually a culture shock. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It was the most inelegant, disgusting thing I'd ever seen someone do while they're eating, except for a guy. Actually, I'm not going to make that comparison because that's quite rude. But seriously, that was the most disgusting thing I'd seen someone do while eating. Again, I don't know if the way I've described it clearly outlines how fucked up that was, but, you know, it was basically like with a fucking mouthful of noodles and, like, lips on the edge of the bowl. It was weird. I've never seen anything like it. So if you did that in Japan, fucking hell, like, you just... you'd almost be arrested for some sort of misdemeanor. That's how bad it would be. I don't know. Again, slurping noodles is, in some ways, acceptable, but god, this was not slurping noodles. This was on another level. This was extreme. This was really extreme. But anyway. I felt sick having to witness it, we'll put it that way. Again, you can say table manners is unnecessary, you can say that there's no need culturally to value that sort of thing, but there's a limit, you know. There's a limit to what should be considered socially acceptable, and I'd say that's going a bit too far. What I saw that day was going too far. Thank you, Rome. I didn't contribute much to that fight, I do recognise this. Yeah, look, I could have taken a photo of what that person was doing. Like, you wouldn't even need to see it in action. You wouldn't need to see the full detail of what that person was doing. I could have just taken a photo of what that person was doing. Imagine the bowl. The bowl's like here, right? But they hadn't lifted the bowl. They had slumped down like the fucking Hunchback of Notre Dame. Lips on the edge of the bowl, mouth full of noodles, and go like that. As loud as could be. And it looked like they couldn't even suck the noodles in. Like, I couldn't actually see noodles going in. It was like they were just sucking the noodles for fun, not even eating. I couldn't believe it. It was... Sorry, I make it sound as if it changed my life. It didn't. It just disgusted me in that moment, and I do remember it. And you know, that is a culture in a country that is, you know, geographically close to Japan. So I was just reminded of it with the comment that, you know, other Asian cultures, when they go to Japan, are known to behave badly. That would be an example, possibly, of bad behavior from another Asian culture in Japan, you know, just poor etiquette in regards to food consumption. That is about as visual a demonstration as you are going to get, Nagakuka. That is as As visual as it's going to get. And yeah, I've got no idea where that person was from. I don't know if that was a person from Hong Kong. I don't know if that was someone from China. I don't know if even that is considered acceptable in those countries, you know. But what I can tell you is that you sit on the aeroplane with these people, there's a lot of burping going on. There is a lot of burping. Which is also understood by most Westerners as, you know, a perfectly acceptable and not impolite thing to do in those countries. But I don't know. Why do I need to hear it? You know, if you're doing something, why do I need to hear it? That's the question. Whether it be eating extremely loudly or belching without restraint. Why do I need to be party to that? That's the question I would ask. There's extreme etiquette, and then there's also, you know, behaving with some modicum of restraint. But anyway. As I say, no visual demonstrations needed. So obviously, while we're actually departed on a quest, it's very unlikely that you will get people joining the room. And the reason why is because when you search for rooms in this game, I mean, this is the case for myself, this is probably the case for most other people as well, they will search with a filter turned on that filters out any rooms where the people in the room have actually departed on a quest. That's probably it wasn't a very succinct way of explaining that. Basically, they can filter out rooms where there are quests in progress. And so it's very unlikely that you will get people joining rooms while you're on a quest. For that reason, and also for the fact that they're very unlikely to wait that long for you. So now that we're actually here, not on a quest, you can see almost immediately we've got someone. I already did that, Nagakuka. You missed my explanation of that. I'm not going to explain it again. Oh, it's edible. Full HR 999 room. First time in a while, actually. It doesn't happen often, but it has happened today. The stars have aligned. I'll bring a bow. Rapid bow. If I can remember what the hell my fire option is. Which I can't, so I will... You know, I say remember as if I'm actually going to remember. No, I'm going to check to see what I have. So, rapid level 4, fire. Fucking hell, I didn't expect that. Is that really my fire choice for rapid? I almost can't believe that. It's probably that. Yeah, let's do that. So I equip rapid so that I can see the full functionality of all the bows, but of course, in some cases I don't use rapid, so this should just be non-rapid. Sorry. Load up, not rapid, you know what I mean. Or maybe you don't. Maybe when I misspeak, you're hanging on my every word in its full detail and you become very confused. I don't know. But yeah, I meant to say load up. So, obviously when you check for all the bows, you want load up on your armor set while you're checking so that you know what they all do. So, it became a little confusing there, but with the Rathian bow, but yeah, this is what I want. Ashen Vainglory. We have to check the codings as well. This is so complicated compared to later games. So, power level 2, elemental level 1 and 2. So I just need to purchase those and we're good to go. Let's get out of here. I'm not actually going to get through all my power codings. This thing's going to die before that point. The drink is Phantom Saison. It is a farmhouse ale. This particular one is the Spiritus Project, specifically the Spring Seasonal. Hurry up. See that that little ghost there? He brews the beer. He's on my glass as well. I'm being actually bodied. as we speak. Fortunately, this isn't a hyper version, otherwise I'd probably be dead. Anyway. I did that on request, by the way. Get up off the ground. This area is so luscious. Oh, fuck off. I'm admiring the scenery, and then, obviously, my day becomes immediately ruined by a bullfango. If there is a bullfango in the area, your day will inevitably be ruined by it. These things do happen. Got a paralysis, which is good. Oh, I'm off target. I only have myself to blame. Just reminded of some fucking country song where he's like, "Isn't it a crying shame? You've only got yourself to blame." And he just does it over and over and over for the whole fucking song. He just doesn't stop. He was so fucking impressed by that rhyme, but he's just like, "Isn't it a crying shame? Only got yourself to blame." And I'm just like, mate, you haven't fucking won any awards. Well, maybe he has won an award for that song, God knows. But you're not winning any awards with me for a rhyme like that. So don't base your whole goddamn song on it, please. Jesus. And that fucking accent, I can't stand it. Sorry, I'm probably being really, really insensitive to some people's tastes in music, but fuck me sideways, I can't stand it. I can't do it, man. So yeah, I have to actually live with the fact that this guy, when I say I've only got myself to blame, I think of his fucking song. Oh. What am I supposed to do with my life now? I have to curtail my vocabulary to navigate around the... Oh, no, that is wrong. Wrong hunter art. You have to actually get around these phrases that get hijacked by songs. I'll tell you what, if you can't write lyrics, I'll tell you a good thing to do. You incorporate a well-known phrase instead. So instead of writing your own phrase, you just use a well-known phrase. Easy. Lyrics. Ready-made lyrics. Just put them in the microwave and they'll be ready immediately. Anyway. Probably not as good of an example, that particular song. But I'm not going to start getting into some sort of song-related conversation. Doomlink, the renowned country hater. Yeah, I've got a country song for you guys. I fuck my sister! There you go, that's my country song. Seriously, like, that's how I see it. I mean, Ethan knows I hate country, but I don't know if that... I suspect that even that would possibly trigger him. I don't know. I actually don't know. I haven't come across that saying, Peaberry, but that's funny. Why go across town when you can go across the hall? Indeed. No, I wouldn't make these jokes in Ethan's presence. Out of respect for him. Out of respect for him. But that, of course, does not preclude the telling of such jokes entirely. I have to make them. Alright. Yeah, that's all good, Rome. I will bounce around looking for other rooms to join. Or maybe I'll hang around here, seeing as though I do have other people to hunt with. It's just it becomes slightly less interesting when you've got a whole group of people who don't really have anything that they need to do. Please Plesioth me. You know, if Plesioth were actually in any way similar to the word please, except for the fact that they both start with PLE, that would be a good and slightly cute name for a quest. But you see, that's not what's happening here. That's a stupid name for a quest, it's a stupid joke, and it's not clever in any way. Just thought that I would give you my my review for that. You don't even like Johnny Cash? I don't know. I don't mind the old stuff. I can live with the old stuff. But, you know, you give me some 1950s music, I'll sit there and I'll enjoy it. You know, because it's real. But you give me modern country or anything 80s and beyond country, my hair will stand on end, and I will beg that person to learn how to play a fucking guitar. Okay? So, what am I doing? I'll bring a lance. I don't remember the quest. It's, I'm sure I can remember. No, I can't. Let's bring a raw lance. That's not the blunt one. Do I have such a thing? Am I in possession of such a lance? Possibly not. Well, I can bring this. Albrak Annihilator. I do love this lance. Because of its physical width. Someone's going to make a joke about that. But the point is that it's a really attractive lance to me. Because of its length and its width and its phallic shape. Of course. But yeah, it's got that that very angular shape to it. And also, it's got that visual effect that we all love when it comes to Brachydios weapons. You also have to love the finish on the weapons. It looks like it's forged out of an obscure kind of metal. An iridescent metal. It's very cool. Hello, Ethan. Apologies for my previous comments. You're in and out, you're at work. Well, I hope you're not playing me on speaker while I'm saying, "Ah, fuck my sister." I have to consider these things, you know. Oh no, I was just going on a small country music rant. Which I know that you're gracious for the fact that I don't like country, but I get a bit vocal sometimes. How dare. But yes, I think you can now put the pieces together between me talking about country music and me saying, "Oh, fuck my sister." You've probably got the gist of what the conversation entailed. Okay. What the hell are we fighting? How do I still not know what we're fighting? It is Plesioth. God. One of the few occasions that I wish I could show the chat on the stream. That's not to suggest I don't like the chat, it's to suggest that I will usually not brook that kind of distraction on my live stream, but on this occasion, it's worth it. Can you get out? I never would have thought that. What the hell was that? That looked ridiculous. I don't know if you saw what I just saw, but he came out of that water much too fast for that to not be comedic. Like, that was just stupid. Well, comical, I think, is the better term. But yeah, that... What the fuck? I can't even remember what I was in the middle of saying. In the middle of saying om? Completely unnecessary conjunction there, didn't we? Anyway, I was going to say that I I never would have guessed, right, that water was deep enough for a Plesioth to swim in. I would have thought that was quite shallow water. Turns out, it's not. But maybe it was originally shallow water, and then they realized, well shit, we want to bring back Plesioth, but we don't want to bring back underwater combat, so let's put him in that little fucking pond over there. So... Of course, I understand that Plesioth comes from Monster Hunter games that did not have underwater combat. All I mean is that we don't really have locations here in this game that were originally designed to accommodate a Plesioth. But anyway. I'm not redneck phobic, I'm just, you know, I can live with it. I don't dislike a strong American accent in particular. I dislike strong accents in general. Just across the board. They're silly. They're almost, yeah, they are comical, I find. Like really strong accents. You know, when I speak in a strong Australian accent, I have no affection for that accent, okay? I don't sit here like, oh, yeah, this is what my countrymen sound like. No, it's ridiculous. That's my point. I find regional accents to be stupid. In the way that they sound, I would never attribute or impute stupidity upon a person who had a strong accent, because that's unfair. And they probably get that bias all their life, and possibly feel some sort of inadequacy as a result of it. And I'll tell you one of the reasons why. It's because you can get very articulate and very intelligent people who have a strong regional accent. It happens. Happens all the time. But, you know, you always have to deal with that bias, and so I don't apply that to people, okay? But I don't like the music, and I don't like the fucking accent, okay? If you want to know what that accent was, I don't know what it was either, okay? If you're unsure, I'm even more unsure. It was ridiculous and duck-like in sound, though. I'm feeling the bathroom coming on. It's not coming to me, and it's not doing anything on its own, but I do feel that I'm edging ever closer to the bathroom door. Except that I'm not, I'm still sitting in my chair. You know what I mean? What an absolutely absurd way to explain to you that I want to go to the bathroom. I will be back in a moment. I have tested their patience to the maximum, I must. I was going to say tally-ho, and then I realised that I'm not an idiot. Okay. 2 Royal Loot... Well, use the same loadout. Lest I lose my entire hunting group. Okay. Very good. Hello, Willy Wumpkin. I sort of added an unnecessary P there, but... Wumpkin? Willy Wumpkin. Jeez. You know what? You should put a P in there. Change your name. The P would make it funnier. Just an observation. This guy highlighted his message. Sup, gang. Sorry, I may have, yeah, oh, he's going to change his name. Yeah, okay. It's always good to have constructive reactions to critique, I guess would be the word. Suggestions of improvement. What is going on with this guy's connection? Edible. Well, it's not the first time I've hunted with this guy. It's actually the second time in this recording that I've encountered this guy. I'm going to have to change my chat to the computer because my phone is shutting down in 20 seconds. It's giving me a countdown. I like it when it does this. Do you know what I'm going to do? Well, no, I have to put it on charge. I'm going to leech off these people for a moment. I'm going to go and put my phone on charge. And then I will change to the computer for my chat. I will be back momentarily while I put this on charge. I'm back. I keep having to step over my webcam cable. And you see, if I even slightly wiggle that thing in its USB port hole, yeah, well, I already said port, so hole at that stage was redundant, but if I wiggle that even slightly, it will disconnect my fucking webcam and then I'll have to set it up again, so... Quite high stakes when I'm, I guess, moving about within my setup area. Oh yeah, chat. Pop it out and make it big. There we go, I've popped it out and made it nice and big. Jeez, you guys have given me a lot to read in that time. I'm trying to play the damn game. Well, I haven't been doing it very successfully during this particular hunt, but anyway. This team is slightly too strong for this quest. Just a little bit. A little bit too strong. Can't say I've seen many people use Valor Hunting Horn. Valor Hunting Horn. How many times have you encountered that? Anyway. Here I am with my guild style. I was thinking at some point of doing an aerial-only live stream for this game. And I'll tell you why. It's because aerial has always attracted me. Like, the thought of it sounds really fun. But I always gravitate towards traditional Monster Hunter. So, in other words, playing with guild style. That's what I want. When I play a Monster Hunter game, I'm scratching an itch. And that is traditional Monster Hunter, which incidentally is not aerial style. Valor I have absolutely no time for. Adept is a bit odd. I don't really understand it. Not Adept, sorry. Alchemy. Adept is useful. I can get some use out of it. I use it in EX Deviant quests and the like. But Aerial, well, Striker is also a bit odd. Striker just forces me to relearn how to use the fucking weapon, and that's just... it doesn't serve any purpose to me. I can live without it. And then you've got Aerial, which is just a whole lot of fun. And I haven't really used it. I used it very, very briefly in Generations, and then never used it again. So, I'd like to give it a try. Well, Ethan, I suspect that the person that you introduced to Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate that you were playing Rise with was probably quite comfortable with playing Rise. He can describe it as jarring to go from there to there if he wants, and he's probably correct. This is the thing, like, I can't really comprehend what it would be like to do that. To play Rise, be comfortable in playing Rise, and then forcing yourself to play 4 Ultimate, in that person's mind, in the mind of a person who thinks that Rise is good, I can only imagine that going to 4 Ultimate would feel like a downgrade in every way. For the first however many hours of play. It's going to feel like a massive downgrade, so... I don't know. If he wants to understand what's better about it, then he will do so, but if he prefers flying around with a fucking wirebug, he's gonna go and do that, so... I wish you the best of luck on your journey to reforming this lost lamb, but yeah. Poor bastard, of all the fucking games to play, of all the games you could possibly play on this earth, you play Monster Hunter Rise. Oh yeah. Anyway. I'd rather play that fucking Lord of the Rings Gollum game than play Monster Hunter Rise. In fact, you could do that and feel better about yourself, to be honest. At least you were supporting a studio that was hard done by, for one reason or another. Or maybe they suck, I don't know. But you know, I'd feel good about it. Rise is a stain on video gaming. It's just... it is an absolute insult in digital form. A fucking profanation of Monster Hunter. So, imagine playing that. And then, imagine this. Imagine liking it. That's the next level. That takes you to almost incomprehensible heights of misfortune, you know. But anyway, let's not go there. It's not letting you change your name to Willy Wumpkin, which is really sad. Striker is Freedom Unite? Weapon moves? Is it? That's almost attractive. Like, what benefit do you get out of having Freedom Unite moveset? Is it like strong, like better motion values with all of your attacks? Is that how it works? I don't really want to go back to first and second gen Lance in terms of moveset. I'd feel really weak. Oh no, that's right, Striker is a little different. So I use Striker Lance, that's ironic. So I use Striker Lance, so I'm not going to use that as an example. I don't know, hammer. What, am I not going to be able to charge my hammer after golf swinging? I have to roll? Or just stand there and let the animation complete? Is that what you're saying when you describe this? I don't know. I might have to actually try Striker with the weapon types to actually know if he's correct about that. Okay, well, I don't know, if he's open enough to give it a try, then I suppose he's better than some people. Although it does help to have a nudge. Most people would not go through the steps that you have undertaken in order to get For Ultimate working, just to play it out of curiosity. So, it does help to have a friend who is pointing you in that direction, and thrusting it under your nose. But, yeah, we'll see what he does. We'll see if he enjoys it or not. I'm happy to play with him when he's high rank. I'm not doing the low rank shit, sorry. I can't bring myself to do it now. Not anymore. What's going on in this room? There's a whole lot of non-hunting going on in this room. Oh, that's interesting. So Rome gave some examples of why Striker style is more like I would describe it as pre-3rd gen. I don't know why they would even do that. What's the point? Anyway, that's interesting. If that's what it's like, then that makes more sense to me now. But still don't really see a need to use them. If I wanted to play 2nd gen, I'd play 2nd gen, wouldn't I? What are we doing? So we've got Sahil, who is, I don't know, God knows. I have to stop myself from saying so many things there. I've now reined myself in and I'm going to behave with decorum. Can we please just do a quest? This Judas guy is being very patient. He is HR10, but fuck. I'm sorry, even in high rank, this loadout is pathetic. That's what we want. Go. Just go. Not even a let's do this, just go. Go, Lord. You want me to post? Dickhead, you are HR10. You need to do stuff more than I do. This guy just wants to hunt. He doesn't even want to do anything of his own. He's like, Lord, please post something. You post something. You choose. Go! He's... Go! Choose! Go! He's given up. He's going to post. Thank you. I'm glad that you did the mental mathematics to fucking realize that you at HR10 is actually the person most in need of posting a fucking quest. Jesus. Fucking hell. I can't handle these people. He's telling me I'm HR 999 just because he's looking at me, just because I'm in his physical, digital sphere, we'll say. He's telling me to post. No. Not me. You're HR10 and you're still posting high rank quests with this loadout. It's time to move on, my friend. You need to get some G rank stuff now. I'm not helping you. Not now. I can only deal with so much. I don't know, Tavo. If you think some of the people in the 3 Ultimate community are fucked up, this game is on another level. The people that you encounter, they're like another species, actually. They seem to... You know, all of your preconceptions about... I don't know... critical thinking at the most basic level. This will... betray all of those preconceptions. You will interact with people who do not seem to have functioning brains. It's just what happens. That's probably quite excessive for that interaction that I just had. I mean, I've had much worse than that. Let's not forget Link earlier on. But Yeah, seriously. It's pretty insane. Link! What was the quest again? It was Shagaru Magalo. What's a good loadout? Really? Really? Okay, let's do it. Let's fucking do it. Do I have a dragon version? I don't want a dragon version of this. I can't believe I have this set. This is... Okay, so how this set works is that I can change the earring to flame, water, ice, whatever earring, depending on what I want from the additional elemental attack. And, yeah, this is crouch fire shielding elemental heavy bowgun. I can't believe it. You can tell I was getting bored in this game. No, I'm not concerned about the language barrier with that HR10 guy from before. It was more that, you know, he's telling me to post a quest, like, what are you talking about? I'm not the room host, and you need quests more than me, so don't tell me to post. It's like he was too scared to post a quest, so he's telling me to do it. That's very funny. Alright, we ready to go? Cool. Oh wait, we're not ready to go, and I'll tell you why. I haven't brought my goddamn ammunition. Let's do that. Might help. Kuzu's like, what are you doing? Where did he go? Yeah, I'm doing that thing where I get ready for the damn hub. Doesn't always happen. Alright. Do I have any I think I've got... Yes, I've got flaming internal... Look at all that internal ammo. Every element, internal ammo. Stop attacking, says Kuz. You know what he meant? You know what he meant to send? He meant to send, let's do this. Fuck off. I will ready up at a time that is convenient for me. Let me give you an example of what would be convenient for me. Having all of my ammunition in my inventory. What would be inconvenient is departing without all the ammunition in my inventory. So you saying, or rather prompting me to depart, how is that going to change the fact that my inventory has the ammo that I need? It's not going to, which means that I will ready up when I have the ammunition in my inventory that I need. So you can keep quiet, that's the point. Your comments have absolutely no effect on whether or not I'm readying up. So the Doomlink says to a person who cannot possibly hear him, but, you know. I feel like it has to be said. Look at all that damage. I can take one more, so I'm going to take one more. I can't crouch fire the level 2 flame. So I'm just shooting it normally. I can load 5 of them, so it's not too bad. Wouldn't mind being able to aim for something a little better than the legs and the... Here we go. Oh, that's perfect. What excellent positioning. Just so happened that I am able to hit his head. Gunpowder infusion. I keep losing my chat. Yeah, so I guess it's technically possible that you could be watching the stream, but it's unlikely, isn't it? So once I get through my flaming level 2, I will go crouch fire. I don't know how much I'm contributing, I'm sure very little. I'm not under any illusions about that. This loadout is not a high damage loadout. It's just not. You compare the damage output of this set compared to... compare the damage output of this to a Pierce loadout. Yeah, it's pretty obvious which one's going to be dealing more damage. And I'll be able to get more damage out more easily with a Pierce loadout. But, well, that was inevitably going to happen. Oh. I do have Supernova, and you know, I'm actually pretty good at positioning it. Like about... not... I reckon I can do it if he stays in one place. It's about there. That's pretty cool. If that knocked him out of the sky, that would have been actually orgasmic. I did miss the positioning slightly, but you could see it was very close. There's a sweet spot where the triggering of the explosion will actually deal some damage. It's very satisfying to get it off, but I'm quite sure I missed it there. You are blind. This is not piercing. It would be called, I think, P-flaming, if it were pierce shots. So it's just standard level 2. I'm like almost waiting for him to hit me. Speaking of being hit, these fucking things. That's what hits me most often. It's not the monster itself, it's those annoying ranged explosion attacks that appear from underneath you. I can seriously live without those. Yeah. Oh no, not the ledge. This ledge is absorbing my shots! Fuck, that is so annoying. Could I just say that ledges... the implementation of ledges in Mod Standard... truly I can live without that shit. It's probably one of my least favourite additions to the series. I'm gonna block this. Very good. I can pretend like I contributed. Because it looked like I was. I'm sure I was dealing decent damage there towards the end, but... again, not an amazing loadout. It's okay. But obviously the benefits of Repeat Offender in relation to Crouch Fire are clear. Very clear. Yeah, Generation's Ultimate's really good for ammunition. So with elemental shots, for example, you've got level 1, level 2, Pierce level 1, and Pierce level 2. I don't know why I counted 2 like that instead of like that. But anyway, yeah, and then internal ammunition means that it's limited to a certain amount, but at least it's going to be loaded in your gun already. So... I just really like what they did with gunning. It's really good. I would love to play more 4th gen games with that system. I'd really enjoy it, but instead they just released 5th gen. Need I say more? That was my second, or at least my second, could be more. Gold Crown Small of Shagaru Magara. Shagaru Magara. Hai, so desu. Shagaru Magara. Ethan, I gave you a very comprehensive answer to that question. No, I'm not on Citra. I'm on Switch. And the nature of the answer was to explain why I'm not on Citra for this game. But anyway. Hey yo. Yeah, that's right. So it's the 3DS games and, well, any game that was on 3DS, I guess we could say. It was 3 Ultimate. I mean, not this game. This game I can still play online, and it is a complicated process to get this onto Citra. Like, precisely this character here that you see, to get that onto Citra is not going to be easy. I may do it at some stage. Well, I will certainly try at some point to do it, but I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. It's a lot of work. Crystal Beard G5. Okay. I'm not opposed to that at all, actually. Sounds like fun. I presume that ice or water is ideal. Now here's the thing. I think ice might actually be better for Raging Brachydios. I can't even remember what his armor's called. Brachydium, whatever you want to say. So ice is superior, I remember that correctly. Now what about Crystal Beard? Crystal Beard. Do I even have his armor? Probably not, and I know why. Let's bring ice. I think ice is good. Is ice going to be good for Crystal Beard? P-Berry's saying that I need to stop streaming so he can go to bed. No. I shall continue streaming. Let's bring Pierce. Pierce Ice. What is it? Kushala Daura? Or is it that shit? Hailstorm? Fuck off. No, it's not that. Is it Snowdrift? It's not Snowdrift. So it must be Elder Frost. It is Elder Frost. Okay. Again, the forbearance of my team is much appreciated. I haven't checked to see if they've departed without me, but I'm sure they have waited patiently. Okay. Watch the stream at 2 times speed so you can sleep earlier. What an excellent idea. It's not something I'd ever considered. Maybe I should make my stream 2 times so that I can finish faster. There's no reason not to do that. Okay, I've still got my elemental coatings here. Let's go. I'm going to pray that ice is a good choice for Crystal Beard. Actually, I've got the fucking decks open. What's wrong with me? Let's find out if it's a good choice. I bet it's not. No, it's actually... So if you break the head, in other words the chin, that becomes the greatest elemental weak point, which is for the ice element. Generally speaking, though, it's a bad choice. I can see that Kuzu intended to give us attack up. You know, I was not here to accept it, or I was not there to accept it, so bad luck. I would say that water is your best choice, followed by dragon. I don't really think ice is a good choice, but whatever. I should have brought water, that's the point. I was being clever thinking that I should... Well, actually, let's go elemental. This makes more sense to go elemental for the monster that's actually weak elementally, and then I'll save the power coatings for the monster who is not so weak to my element. Much too close there. The range of his roar is very large, by the way. I assume that both this monster and the Crystal Beard will be at full health. Should be a long hunt. Sadly, we've already lost one of our hunters. Well, when I say lost, I mean he's fainted, which is bad. Much too early for that to be happening. Look at him go. The crazy raging Brachydios. He's so angry. So angry. Look at him expressing rage. Alright. I should be more accurate with my shots when I have limited coatings, quite frankly. I don't mean limited to suggest that I have less than I should. I mean limited insofar as they are not infinite. You know, I have a finite number of coatings. That's what I mean by limited. Next time I'll say finite. Thank you, Doomlink. You thought I was going to take that hit, didn't you? You sure fucking did. Oh, shit. Ow. Well, I took that hit. Yeah, so here's the deal with Gold Rajang. Yes, it's a translation issue, but also Furious Rajang is properly considered to be a separate monster. Gold Rajang is not really a separate monster. Yes, he is a variant, in the sense that when you do the... Oh wow, I've forgotten the name of the quest in Freedom Unite. But the point is that when you do the Gold Rajang quest, you're not getting different rewards. There aren't things that you can get from him that are actually different. Yes, you can clearly tell that he's a different sort of Rajang, but he's not completely different, and he's not accepted to be a totally different monster. Furious Rajang is treated in that way. He is a separate monster, and he is also going to give you different things. So, or rather things that you can only get from him. We need to be laser focused on Raging Brachydios. Oh, I'm doing very strange things. It'd be nice if it put Brachydios to sleep there. I wonder if that causes build-up for Brachydios. Like actual sleep build-up. I suggest that it would, just not enough to actually put him to sleep. You know, I think of Kurapeko playing his sleep song and putting other monsters to sleep, so I'm sure that that would still affect him. It's just not enough to put him to sleep right now. Kuzu has now died twice. Ironically, it's his quest. Not a good moment for him. Ow. Not much I can do about that. Oh, this is not good. I was healed, fortunately. We need to kill this Brachydios, seriously. Like, why does it feel like it's only me and one other person actually hitting this monster? We need to deal the damage. I think someone ate for insurance. Yes, someone did. Well, this Brachydios really covers a lot of ground if the hunters are... Jesus, that was close. Oh, not good. That's one of those situations where if for some reason my cool drink had run out, I would have died there. That's why cool drinks are important. Okay, Brachydios is dead. We can now move on to Crystal Beard. If you guys carve that thing, I'm going to lose my mind. I must make it very clear that I'm not all that familiar with Crystal Beard. I know some of his moves, but I don't remember them right now. I don't have fucking tactical retreat for this. Yep, they're carving him. Or at least one of them is. We've got a monster to kill, come on. He's at full health, just about. And we've only really got one feint. You can say 2 feints, but I find it more helpful to say that we are able to feint one more time. And then after that it's failure, if we feint again. Going to equip my power coating. Coatings. Plural. I'm glad you didn't cancel me out of that. Oh, fuck. It's very hard to get out of the way of that. Well, I'll just pray that I don't get hit at any point here. I'm very far away from the monster, I'm sure I'm safe. Oops. I keep accidentally tapping the left button, left shoulder button. I knew that those exploded. I did not know that they exploded with that kind of radius of effect. That's ridiculous. What the fuck? I knew that they exploded. I thought I was safe from them. Apparently not. That's actually ridiculous. Oh well. I don't really know what to tell you, Nagakuka. Were you expecting Sea Deus to appear here? I know what you mean, like, references to a beard. Makes you think of Uragan. Oh, sorry, makes you think of Sea Deus rather than Uragan, but, you know, you're not going to get a fucking Lava Sea Deus. That would be pretty cool, though. Lava Sea Deus. It would stop being cool, though, when you realised that he can't really move around on land. Unless he's going to slither. Suppose he could slither. I'm imagining a fucking fish out of water. I don't think we've done much of anything here. Oh, got a knockdown there. Well, we do have 2 Pierce Gunners, so maybe we have been dealing decent damage. I'm not sure. Need to be really careful of those exploding things. I'm right next to one! Fucking hell, just as I was saying that. I didn't even notice him. Jeez. You see the size of those explosions? That's dangerous stuff. Not in a good position for Pierce here. Alright, I've got triple volley again. I do have tactical retreat if it's necessary. It is nice to have. I think I'm a bit too close, but life goes on. Rather fortunately, and I don't think I misinterpreted that, you can actually recover your stamina while doing triple volley. I think that's what I was seeing there. I could be wrong. Maybe I had already recovered about half of my stamina by the time I used it. Yes, I have to remember that I need to keep my oxygen up. Otherwise I'll drown. This quest is looking a lot more likely to succeed now. You're not supposed to say things like that, but I don't mind. It'd be a very unfortunate quest to fail. It feels like we've been here for a long time. Fucking hell, I thought I wasn't going to be able to get out of the way of that. I no longer have any coatings, which is unfortunate. I do understand, of course, that I'm not dealing my weak point damage on the chin. It is not broken. What I'm trying to do is break it. Of course, I'll get a little bit of damage on the chin there with my pierce shots, and then the rest of it will go through the body. This will be the last hunt, by the way. Fear not. You may sleep soon. I was actually thinking I might have been a little too close to those there. I wish you'd put the slicing shots on something else. You can deal damage to the chin, but slicing shots are not going to deal much damage at all. I don't think so anyway. Be better to put those on the arms. But whatever. I can understand the desire to break the chin. Oh, I'm too close. I am too close to that shit. Stop! Doomlink's solution is to roll towards it, apparently. Very good. Steen, I think, is too close to them. Oh, very good. Nicely done. All things considered, doing that under 15 minutes was a pretty good run. Excellent work. Well, I don't know, Peaberry. That is beyond my knowledge, I must say. I mean, blunt damage isn't required for the standard Uragan chin, but maybe it is for this one. I don't know. Look at that super high resolution crystal action. Oh, so good. It does not at all look like something from the 90s. Not at all. It looks like modern 3D to me. Don't know what you're talking about. Well, you bet all of your channel points and lost. Nagakuka, I don't know what to tell you. If I had a way to remove your channel points after having said that, I would do it. Got a brat crown out of that. That was exciting. Okay. That was about a 3-hour live stream. Pretty good. I do thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time I'm playing Monster Hunter. Probably won't be Generations Ultimate next time, but I don't know what it will be. We'll have to find out at that time. I do thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.